decision-making, anticipation, dedication, problem-solving, perseverance. These are skills that soccer taught me and skills that became me. Why push these skills to the side in pursuing my career when I can allow them to intertwine with my professional self? Think, what motivates you? I was not always a school-first kind of gal. When I was in elementary school, I didn't process the importance of academics or what I wanted to be when I grew up. I just liked to be outside playing soccer, practicing to be the next Mia Hamm, as I used to say. Then I reached 6th grade, where I had a teacher whose first profession was as a clown. I know this sounds weird, but she not only changed my view on education, but she inspired my life path. Her method was simple: bring the fun to learning. This is when I started to weave my soccer with my schooling. Why keep my two passions separate when they can inspire each other? What motivates me? Soccer, education, leading. As I entered high school and most of my peers are getting jobs at Chick-fil-A or the Regal movie theater, I began coaching soccer teams. I was seeking what motivated me. I had some setbacks on my journey, just like many of my students will also encounter. August 12th, 2012 was the scariest day of my life. Not just because it was my first day at UCSD trying out for the soccer team, but because my first impression at college was me fainting on the cement and getting hauled away via my first ambulance ride. The college coach, who was just a stranger to me then, he rode with me, he supported me, and reassured me that I would be on the team. He was a sense of calm in the storm I was experiencing. I ended up with a monster concussion and I was not able to play soccer. In my recovery, I had a heart-wrenching discovery. I had lost my sense of taste and smell in the fall on my head. I remember saving a packet of Skittles my brother gave me for my recovery until I could taste it. After a week or two, I realized this wasn't just because I was recovering from a concussion and that it could be permanent. That day, I had the blandest Skittles you've never tasted. But as I mentioned, I am hardworking, I persevere, I am competitive. The doctors told me I may never smell again. The physical therapist told me I should take the year off from school and that I may not be able to handle university. These people, they didn't know me. They were just giving a diagnosis to a patient. I needed to find my motivation. Education, soccer, recovery. I smelled essential oils every day to strengthen my nerves. I read paragraphs to the physical therapist to prove that I could handle school. I made it to the college of my dreams. I would not pass that up. Sure enough, I started to get smells again. Coffee was first, just like my motto is for teaching, and I rememorized all of the smells of the world again with the help from my awesome support system answering my constant questions of, what is that smell? My students aren't students. My students are Jeremiah, Alex, Fiza, Anna, Stefan. My students are individuals. I don't give my students a vague diagnosis that applies to everything. I get to know my players, my individuals, what motivates them. I give my students a specific formula to meet their needs and challenge them to reach their own goals and goals they may not even have for themselves yet. The trainers told me I may not be able to play soccer again, but my coach knew me better than I knew myself or the trainers knew their patient. After a few months of being the best ball girl around, my coach said, "Kiera, today is the day you're going to run again." He put a teammate on each side of me, told me to run laps around the field, and told them to catch me if I fell. This was a scary yet empowering moment because it was the first time I was going to push myself since I was deemed broken. I was slow moving at first and felt a little wobbly. As my legs started going, I went faster and faster until I felt like I was flying and my teammates were calling after me to slow down. This was my Forrest Gump break-free moment where I could feel my passions flowing through my veins. My coach put me back on track and brought my passion out of me. He motivated me. I want to be like my coach who can motivate their students to push them and help them harness their passions. My classroom is a team, and I am understanding my players and sharpening their confidence and skills in themselves and in each other, pushing them to reach their goals. Just like in soccer, we practice, practice, practice. Not every game or assignment is a win, but we learn from our losses. We get feedback, and we target our areas of need so we can get back to that sweet feeling of success, just like perfectly landing a water bottle flip. Though, you don't know the taste of success until you have tasted failure. If I told little 6th grade Kiera that she will grow up to be a hip teacher, coach, and soccer player, she would have jumped for joy, as that's all she would have dreamed to become. Sometimes we get lost in the rumble of life, but I have settled into my true calling, and I'm so excited about this life I am able to lead. I want to nurture my students' passions and inspire their futures. I am fulfilling my childhood dreams, and I hope to bring the light that inspires some other young minds to follow their passions and lead the life they want to live. I'm Miss Bokino, and I am motivated by teaching, education, and soccer. So the question is, what motivates you?